Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we last episode managed to grab ourselves a couple of vassals here, and we're pretty low on our manpower right now. But we do require additional vassals. I was looking at our current setup here though, and we probably need to work on this a bit. So let's go ahead and diplomatize? These are very strange words. We're going to improve relations with these guys. That's the way that this is going to go. And the question is, do we want to immediately declare another war? Well, one thing I want to find out is how much does declaring a flower war reduce our doom by? That is an interesting thing to note, because once we know that, then we can set... We can plan our flower wars a little bit more carefully, right? We're low on manpower right now. And we'd like to continue to expand our army here, up to 14. We need quite a lot of manpower to do that. Wandering sorcerer, huh? We've received word from one of our provinces that a man claiming to have magical powers is spreading fear and evil rumors there. The local leaders are confident that this is a mere charlatan that they can handle, but many commoners are susceptible to his influence, so we can send an emissary to catch him for 25 admin power. That would get a countryside sorcerer until the end of the game, giving +5 unrest and minus 10% local tax modifier, unless it's actually fixed, presumably. Whereas this is 10% local autonomy plus all of that. I think we'll spend the admin power. Okay, so that seems reasonably fine. Land research technology is useless. How are we actually doing on that? We're Tech 1. It's so rough. I think they have a point. I would rather lose the military power than the prestige. Okay, so that seems good. We're not going to immediately declare down here. We want to improve opinion with our vassals for sure. That is step 1. We have low crownland, and I would like to get all of this set up. So we're going to have to get our clergy put in here. Do we care about governing cap? Not right now. We will care about that. Eventually, we're going to want religious state. I think given our current crownland situation, probably not right now. We would need these guys to bump up above 50 in order to... seize land. Okay. Equilibrium is currently 48. Crownland is 29% right now. So, we would look for things that are relatively free at this moment. So, things like expanding the fortifications. And I think that's fine. We can grant that over to them. And that will increase the equilibrium. Cool. So that's 58%. Now, in theory, we could grab the primacy of the nobility here. That they're called something different, but they're the nobility. So we would put in something like this. That would give us military power. And I think that is useful to have. We do lose crownland from it. So for the moment, that's about all we can do. We're going to have to continue working on those estates. Minus a base tax and some local autonomy there. The serfs do belong on their turf. That gives us 10 loyalty. That allows us to instantly seize 5% crownland, or half of what we had here. So that's fine. We can put in additional, like, religious state here. We'd be at 14% crownland. I feel like that's not great. And what is their equilibrium? 43. Noted. So development of temples is what we'd need to put in here. And we should probably do the same thing here as well. Don't lose crown share from developing provinces is okay. I'm not too concerned about that. I want to check in on these equilibriums. 39.2. 54.8. 53.4. So we do need an additional privilege for the merchants. And that needs to come up by 11%. That's a lot. We don't want to give them exempt from Seas Land. We could just give them free enterprise and lose some absolutism. I think that's okay. So we bump that in. That puts their equilibrium at 49.2. So they still need one more thing here. What else would be reasonable here? Control over monetary policy? I don't like it because of the power cost increase, but to be honest, that's probably fine. I don't think trade efficiency reduction would necessarily be good. How much are we actually making from trade, though? Not much is the answer. The privilege will be removed automatically when repaid. Oh, okay. We don't want these loans. We don't want that. So in that case, a stability cost modifier? I mean, we are going to need to bump up our stability periodically, but for the moment, it'll do. So we'll go ahead and put that in. That puts us at 54, 54, and 53. Cool. So that'll do. I want to build in an additional unit of infantry here. We're going to need to continue to build up our manpower. And how are we doing on our subjects here? 92% liberty desire here. Most of that is subjugated by former rival. Okay, and it looks like that was ticking down on the month tick there. Minus 10 doom. We would undercap our doom there. I don't think doom can go negative. We'll test it. Correct. Doom cannot go negative. So we have provincial unrest over here. This is not shocking, to be clear. So that's happening up over this way. Unrest is currently 1.0. Okay. And that actually is ticking down over time. So that seems okay. 0.09 per month, and I don't think that's going to end up being a problem. Beautiful. So we can build province improvements, not that we really have any to build. The question is, do we go after these guys? I doubt that they would accept vassalization right now. No. So do we go after them with our flower war? Actually, Zapotec would not currently join. So the answer is yes. We absolutely do this right now if their ally would not join. Beautiful. That was a little laggy, but we're going to head on over this direction. And we should just absolutely crush this army. Beautiful. That's not a stack wipe, but we're going to split off one unit here, and we'll cap that, and now we stack wipe them here. Magnificent. We can unmaintain this fort. It doesn't really matter right now. And how many are we going to need here? 4? Okay, we'll shift consolidate, and we'll split out any of these that are not full, as well as any that are over 4. Do we have any siege pips on this leader? No, we do not. Okay, that's noted. We can call in our allies, but we're not going to. Totonac also declared on the same guys that we did. This is pointless. They're going to get nothing out of that. Okay. So what are we looking to get? Well, all we are looking to do is Aztec vassal and take all their gold that they don't have. They don't have any gold? No, we'd be able to take quite an amount here. 30 gold. Noted. So we're going to finish up this siege. That will be done fairly soon. Ooh, I'm clicking right now. I'm not sure if I can unclick here. Oh, there we go. It didn't drag exactly. So losing 5 doom, gaining 25 diplomatic power in exchange for 8 ducats, or gain 5 prestige. This would be basically just exchanging ducats for diplomatic power. Because we're at 0 doom right now. I'll take the prestige. Cool. We have a breach in their fort, and do we care about their opinion of us? Probably not, is the answer. Things are going to get spicy when they break free for the first time, I think. That's going to be real interesting. Kind of a free-for-all there. But I think overall it'll be fine. Yes, these guys are disloyal and not really helping us, although their opinions of us are coming up nicely. So that's good. What is that actually doing for their opinion? I mean, and their opinions are going to get... Subjects, there we go. Their opinions are going to get worse. Lose -5 Doom for 10 legitimacy, or overcap our legitimacy. We don't need to spend legitimacy on our 1 Doom right now, I feel like. So we'll just do that. There we go. And the birth of an exceptional child, huh? He's destined for greatness. The child will be educated or lose 10 legitimacy. And break with tradition. We'll make a fine warrior out of him. Okay, so this war is over, and we'll move back to our capital. We are, of course, going to demand... Yes, they will become a vassal and pay us money. Beautiful. Okay, we actually just joined the war against our ally, which is kind of hilarious. We're going to hop down over here. These guys are no longer valid rivals. Okay, these guys were kind of late, but we ended up getting there in time. Beautiful. We'll group these together and shift consolidate, and we'll split off this unit. These guys are going to head up over here, and we're going to split off another unit, and we'll head on up and look to hopefully stack wipe these guys. We're not going to get there in time, it looks like. They're just fleeing way up there. Okay, noted. Okay, so we're going to get these occupied. Fantastic. Noble rebels in both of these locations at the same time. That's wild. And of course, we can shift consolidate here and split off to be like this. In fact, we can move another one as well. There we go. Fantastic. Now, where are they going to come back at? I don't know. But we can mothball our fortress here. I really don't think we need it. And we can move these guys back to our capital, just in case they bring their forces back. Are we looking to vassalize these guys as well? Probably is the answer. We'll take additional prestige. So this is going to put us at what? 4 vassals? 4 vassals. Yes. We're going to need to start improving relations with both of these. But yeah, that's a little wild. I like it. Monthly war exhaustion reduction. This siege is still going to be a little bit, for sure. And these are now black flagged, hilariously. Cool. So we're working on getting manpower back. We are going to want to chill for a bit. I think that's very clear. We're not going to want to go for the next location yet. And who will we want to go after? Like these guys? Maybe? We'll have to see. But we're going to need manpower. That's very, very clear at this point. This siege will wrap up eventually. We have a breach. So we're now at -14. And that's all going reasonably well. Now our tech will eventually advance, but tech is really not the focus at this moment. Reformations to our religion is the focus. So getting these reformations would be great. And what one do we want first? Colonist? To be honest, probably colonist. And then stability cost modifier after that. We're about to finish up our siege here. 21% on that. And we're struggling to get enough manpower, but that's to be expected. We absolutely need to enter a chill period after this. We're going to... How much more can we improve this by? Okay, both of these are about 150. Noted. So these guys are going to walk back to our capital. Rude! They harassed our merchants. We're going to head up over this direction. The siege is over, and we are going to, at this point, vassalize these as well. And take all their gold. Done. So what is our aggressive expansion right now? 42. Okay, so we're definitely going to have to do something about that. And I want to immediately begin working on improving relations over here once this diplomat is back. There we go. Cool. So we're going to group these together, and we're going to have a problem. And that problem is liberty desire. This is unsurprising. So this is one of the reasons why we need to chill at this moment. We need to improve relations with our vassals, and we need to get our own power level raised up a little bit. We do require 890 more men here. And if our vassals were to rebel, we could probably win the war. But it would be slightly sketchy. Slightly sketchy indeed. So that requires work. No doubt about that. We're working on it. We're getting about 112 manpower per month, which isn't terrible. Here's a question. Should we invest military power in our provinces instead of saving it for tech? We're actually pretty close to Miltech 2. So I think we'll target Miltech 2. Gaining a free stability here is, I think, reasonably good. Yes. We'll gain a free stability. That sounds great. That means that this is now at 0 unrest, and we don't have to worry about that. Miltech is definitely handy, and I would like to have that. Ooh, 10 prestige, 75 admin, and 75 military power. Fantastic. We'll absolutely take that. That brings us down to March of 1453, so under a year here. Losing a stability or losing 100 dip power, we will take the dip power reduction. Thank you. Cool. So, we're going to have a problem. And that problem is, eventually, we're going to need to actually expand our land so that we are objectively the most powerful here. That will cost us Doom. I think maybe we annex these guys. Not vassalize, annex. That would be the idea there. Relations can continue to be improved by some amount for these. So for the moment, that's looking mediocre. Yes, indeed. That's looking mediocre. Mostly this is going to be due to, well, subjugated by former rival is a thing, for sure. But most of it is relative army power to all vassals to Aztec. That's understood. Absolutely understood. So we're going to need to build up some manpower here. We currently have access to 17 manpower, or 17 force limit, rather. Indeed. We can now grab Miltech 2. So that gives us combat width and infantry shock. What is our current combat width? Our combat width is 20. Okay, noted. So for the moment, that's fine. Do we want to attack this guy? Well, our AE is currently 35 here. 37. 29. Okay. There are 4 grouped together here. What about over this way? 4 there as well. I think we continue to chill. For the moment, anyway. We definitely want to expand, and I think we want to limit our expansion. But if we were to take over, say, these 3 and these 4, I feel like that would put us in a really strong position in terms of being able to re-vassalize all of these, because we need to repeatedly do that without growing so large that our doom becomes a problem. Okay, we can recall this diplomat and start heading over here to improve relations. There we go. Beautiful. So in theory, that will help matters. We can definitely continue to expand our military, which is necessary. We need more manpower. I wish that we could poke our nobility for manpower, but unfortunately that's no longer a thing that we can do. Our merchant opinion is too low here. We can definitely set an agenda. Base tax of at least 7. Okay. So that's this over here. And we would need to bump up our diplomatic here a bit. Like that. And that would solve it. Cool. So that's fine, but that doesn't bring our merchants up high enough in terms of their loyalty. Okay, we can recall this diplomat. And now, at this point, nobody's at 100 liberty desire. That's a good sign. That is indeed a good sign. We're going to be able to build an additional military unit here soon. We do require manpower for that, and we need to go up to 17. So in total, we need 4,000 manpower, right? That is quite a lot of manpower. No doubt about that. Is anyone else out over here Miltech 2? No. Okay. So that's noted. We probably do want to work on developing our military power, because that's going to be our best way to make additional manpower. And that will be important. We'll keep our... Well, we wouldn't undercap our doom at this point. I think we'll go ahead and lose the legitimacy. It is going up by 1 per year. So reducing our doom is, I think, reasonable here. And improving our base manpower in our capital does make sense to me. 88, 89, 86, 89, and 85. Yeah, so this is reasonably fine. It would be cheapest to do here. But it would not increase the manpower by as much. So we're currently making 116. If we do this, we're now making 119. So that's 3 manpower per month. It's not amazing, but it's fine. So we're going to go up to 14 here, and this is going to drastically help our liberty desire. Once these guys become loyal, we suddenly become a lot more powerful in actuality. Like, we'll be the same amount of on-paper power, but it's going to be a lot better in reality. So that'll be good. Losing a stability and a base tax, or losing a stability and gaining 10 unrest. Well, we'll hold them against their will, but we've got a famine going on here, and that does drop our stability. However, none of our provinces appear to be negative in terms of their opinion, so that's good. We're going to have enough to get ourselves an additional unit here in a moment. And the question becomes, ooh, good omens. So losing 5 doom, which will put us back to 0, and will gain us free stability. I like that. So that's good. If, hypothetically, we were to do this, Zapotec would not join, Kalima and Tonala would. So, who are those? Tonala's here, Kalima's here. Okay. These guys are disloyal. I think that we don't do this at this time. We definitely get ourselves another spearman. And the supply limit here is 10, or rather 20. Okay, that seems reasonably fine. Okay, our heir is infertile. And we can go up to what? 17? 17. So 2 more of these. Noble rebels in both of these locations at the same time again. That's fascinating. Hypothetically, if we were to go here, would this be better for us? This would be Terrascan. Sadly, these guys are not aligned together. I wish that they were. That would be nice. But alas, they are not. And yeah, those noble rebels are popping up, like, at the same time. Very interesting. So we do need to wait for our nobility and our merchants to bring themselves up a little bit in terms of their opinion. We do have 15% manpower recovery speed, which is nice. A commoner is flaunting his wealth. 50 admin power for 10 doom. We do have a good amount of admin power right now. That would likely... Yes, that would get us Admin Tech 2. Not that Admin Tech 2 actually gets us anything. But it would be nice to have. And I feel like this doom is okay. We're planning on declaring a flower war soon. Done. So Admin Tech 2 comes in, Fantastic. Next up is production efficiency. That's fine. Now, we are going to need some admin power for coring, but we're completely okay with this. These guys are all still Miltech 1. Beautiful. So that looks good. We are very, very close at this point to maxing out our force limit. We're not quite there yet. And we can go ahead and get one more here. Sure, we'll go ahead and recall that diplomat. How are we looking for our subjects at this point? Things are definitely improving. Gaining a stability and losing 5 doom, losing the famine malice. Great, I love it. So that looks good. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to look to do that expansion that I was talking about. This is going to dramatically increase our doom income per year, but I think that's okay. We'll check to see what our flower war reduces this by, hopefully, unless we get an event that resets it again. We'll see what happens with that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kintogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.